Hi kids, welcome to All About John Deere Part 3. I'm Jeff. If you love John Deere, stay right here because you are going to love this show. We'll take you to the Great Northwest where you'll see John Deere forestry equipment in action. You'll see a car built by John Deere's grandson, a John Deere grader at work, Plow Day at the Thresherman Show in Northwest Iowa, new songs by James Coffey, plus lots more. So let's get started. As always, we open with a song.
Everyone knows that yellow and green. Watch 'em run smart, run fast, run lean. Helping us live the American dream, never resting till the job is done. Plowing a field or hauling stone, no better machines in the world are known. On the farm, at work, at home, the very best ton for ton. John Deere made a better plow. John Deere, name that's famous now. John Deere, I'll tell you how. It's all about John Deere. John Deere, sing it strong and loud. John Deere stands out from the crowd. John Deere makes America proud. It's all about John Deere. Quality and trust no one can deny. Name as American as apple pie. Celebrated as the 4th of July for over 100 years. Changing the course of history, still #1 in the industry. Far and wide, everybody agrees, nothing runs like a Deere. John Deere made a better plow. John Deere, name that's famous now. John Deere, I'll tell you how. It's all about John Deere. John Deere, sing it strong and loud. John Deere stands out from the crowd. John Deere makes America proud. It's all about John Deere.
The Thresherman and Collector Show is held every year in Albert City, Iowa. The tradition started back in 1971 when Carl Lynn and Keith Sunblad decided to invite a few friends over for a threshing bee. Back then, Carl and Keith had no idea just how big their little bee would turn out to be. This year's attendance was over 13,000. Albert City is in northwest Iowa, about 80 miles east of the Nebraska state line. The idea of the show is to display and operate old tractors and implements to show kids today how farming has changed over the years, and how hard our grandparents and great-grandparents worked. The machines they used have nothing in common with the comfortable tractors of today, so the main purpose of the Thresherman Show is to bring history alive by showing these old machines in action. Around the turn of the century, farmers began using machines powered by steam. These were big, noisy machines with lots of exposed moving parts. These old steam tractors with boilers fired by wood and coal powered flywheels that turned leather belts. These belts powered other machines like this John Deere thrashing machine made in 1939. The men who worked with these machines were called threshermen. After the wheat is harvested, it is brought over to the thrashing machine in a wagon. The wheat is pitchforked onto a belt, which takes the wheat into the machine where the kernels are separated from the chaff. The chaff is blown out the back and the kernels drop into a wagon. Farmers don't waste anything. The chaff is used as bedding for the animals. This work is not easy. How would you like to do this all day long in 90-degree heat? Our ancestors sure were hardy, hard-working folks. Steam tractors also powered sawmills and other machines. This year's featured tractor is, ta-da-ta-da, John Deere. The featured John Deere tractor is the Model D. There were many fine examples on display, some original, some restored, some styled, some unstyled, and some very rare, like this Spoker D, which was made in 1925 only. If you've been paying attention, you already know about the Spoker D because we covered it in part 1. Do you know the difference between styled and unstyled John Deere tractors? It has to do with the design of the tractor. We'll cover styled and unstyled John Deere tractors in part 4. Over 300 John Deere tractors from all parts of our country are on display. The John Deere display was organized by the Two-Cylinder Club of Northwest Iowa. Bob Nepple is their president.
This isn't just a tractor show. The horses will be out here. The horses will be pulling wagons. They'll be using horsepowers. They'll be doing threshing. Many activities going on here. It's just a well-rounded type of a show. They've got a blacksmith shop. They've got so many more things to go on here that are in the era past by.
One of the stars of the show is this 1924 Waterloo Boy. It has been completely restored and is in fine working order. The Waterloo Boy was John Deere's first two-cylinder tractor and started a tradition that is still going strong today. It can still work too. Other John Deere tractors include a 630 from 1959, a Model A from 1949, a 70D from 1955, and, since it was the featured tractor of the show, more Model Ds than any other John Deere tractor. Most tractor shows just let you display your tractor. The Thresherman Show is called a working show. This means they let you put your tractor to work. This is a great idea because you get to see the tractors in action, plowing, cultivating, and using their power takeoff to power implements like saws and corn huskers. Seeing these old tractors in real work situations is the best way to understand how farmers worked years ago. Let's check out the plowing demonstration. This type of plowing is called moldboard plowing. Each one of those blades is a bottom plow. Plows come in different sizes. Their size is determined by how many bottom plows they have. This is a 1 bottom plow, a 2 bottom plow, 3 bottom plow, and so on. The bigger the plow, the bigger the tractor needed to pull that plow. What about Johnny Poppers? Well, the size of a plow a Johnny Popper can pull varies by model. Plowing is the first step in the growing process. You have to break the ground and turn over the soil. Look how rich and moist the soil is here in northwest Iowa. After plowing, the farmer goes over the field with a disc harrow. The disc harrow breaks up the clumps of dirt left by the plow. Back in the early 1900s, before electricity spread to farm country, farmers used small stationary gasoline engines to operate all sorts of things, including water pumps, buzz saws, and corn shellers. Hey, this is cool! A stationary motor being used to operate a series of toy implements. These engines were called hit and miss engines because they didn't fire on every revolution of the piston. Today, small stationary engines are hot collector's items, and just about every tractor show has them on display. Now this is what I call an excellent use of the stationary engine, making ice cream the old-fashioned way. Business is good. I think I was their best customer. I highly recommend attending tractor shows. They're great fun. You learn a lot and see lots of cool machines in action. And almost always, near the end of the day, they have a parade. And I sure do love a parade. Check out this 9300 four-wheel drive tractor. Pretty sharp looking, wouldn't you say? But tractors didn't always look this way. You've seen the Waterloo Boy, so you know what tractors looked like back in the early part of the 20th century. Cars looked different too. About the time they were making the Waterloo Boy, cars looked like this. Back then, cars and tractors were made mostly by hand. For cars, they used materials like wood, brass, leather, and metal painted bright, shiny colors. There's just something nice about old cars and old tractors. They sound nice, they run well, they even smell good, and they make people happy. When they pass, everyone smiles and waves. You might be wondering why I'm talking about old cars in a John Deere tractor video. Well, here's why. John Deere's grandson, Willard Veely, designed an automobile in 1909 and named it after himself. He called it the Veely. Turns out Willard was in the carriage business and owned a factory in Moline, Illinois, which was also the home of Deere & Company. This Veely, now owned by John Nicodeme of Nebraska, is serial number 1, which makes it the first Veely ever produced. I bet John sure has a fine time taking his Veely to tractor shows and swapping stories.
traffic on my way to work, just watching my life go by. Looking out the window at the old farmhouses underneath the big blue sky. I think back to another time and the house where I was born. No busy streets, no traffic jams, just fields of wheat and corn. Up every morning at the crack of dawn, there was always work to do. Filling that silo full of grain or plowing a field or two. When the work was done and supper was over, Papa carried me up to bed. And just before he'd close the door, this is what he said. I just want a simple life, a living every day. Plowing fields and planting corn and stacking bales of hay. Some folks crave the city lights, but I'm not one of them. Just give me a family I can love and a field that I can tend. One good tractor was all we had and the ground beneath our feet. We planted corn that grew so tall and miles of golden wheat. My papa at the wheel and me in the back singing a lively tune. Sometimes we worked into the night underneath the harvest moon. I just want a simple life, a living every day. Plowing fields and planting corn and stacking bales of hay. Some folks crave the city lights, but I'm not one of them. Just give me a family I can love and a field that I can tend. Stuck in traffic on my way to work, now I know what I must do. My place is back at the old farmhouse underneath the sky so blue. And so I threw away my suit and tie and put on my old blue jeans. I finally understood my papa's words and what they truly mean. I just want a simple life, a living every day. Plowing fields and planting corn and stacking bales of hay. Some folks crave the city lights, but I'm not one of them. Just give me a family I can love and a field that I can tend. Just give me a family I can love and a field that I can tend.
John Deere also makes machines that work in the forest. The wood your dad buys from the lumber yard comes from trees. So do lots of other things, like paper and cardboard. People who cut down trees are called loggers. Loggers take great care to protect the forest. They always plant a tree for each one they cut down. Loggers know how precious trees are. Loggers use a machine called a feller buncher. It's called a feller buncher because it cuts down, or fells, the trees, then gathers the trees in bunches. Get it? Feller buncher. Today, Stan is the man at the controls. There is a circular saw at the end of that long arm. Stan maneuvers the arm to where he wants to cut the tree. Then he activates the saw, and the saw cuts through before you can say timber. Stan is working in a forest near Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. After the trees are felled and gathered, a John Deere harvester trims the limbs off and cuts the tree trunks into shorter lengths. Next, a machine called a skidder comes along. The skidder pushes or skids the logs over the bumpy ground using its front blade. Or the skidder picks up the logs with a grapple and stacks them in piles where they are picked up by a John Deere forwarder. The grapple is a crab-like device that opens its jaws to pick up the heavy pile of logs. The forwarder is designed to pick up the logs, stack them in a carrying bin, then carry the logs over rough terrain to the loading area. Once in the loading area, knuckle boom loaders take over. They load the logs on trucks, and the trucks carry the logs to the sawmill. So the next time you see a big truck loaded with logs, you'll know where it came from and where it's going. As the logs enter the sawmill, they are first weighed, then unloaded, and stacked in the receiving area, where they are measured and inventoried. When the logs enter the mill, they are cut into smaller lengths and their bark is removed. Computers scan the logs and determine how best to use each one. Next, the trees are shaped into cants. A cant is a log with one or more squared sides. The cants enter the gang edger, where saws cut them into 1-inch thick boards of varying lengths and widths. Then the boards are graded and sorted according to length and width. This must be a fun place to work. Everyone seems so happy. After all the shaping, cutting, and grading, the boards are finally ready to be wrapped and loaded on big trucks to be delivered to lumber yards all over the country. So that tree we saw cut down by a John Deere feller buncher ended up on a truck headed for a lumber yard, maybe to a yard near you, where your dad might buy some boards that came from that tree to build you a tree house. Otto, I told you to cut the trees down in the woods east of the road, not west of the road. Now get back there right now and put those trees back the way you found them. Oh, no.
Tractors, tractors, big and small, old or new, I love them all. Start her up and let her run, watch those tractors get her done. Late at night or early morning, in the field just planting corn. Watch those wheels go round and round, plowing up that fertile ground. Tractors, tractors, big and small, old or new, I love them all. Start her up and let her run, watch those tractors get her done. Tractors, them all. Start her up and let her run. Watch those tractors get her done. Sitting tall behind the wheel, there's nothing like that tractor feel. Working hard in the countryside or having fun on an old hayride. Tractors, tractors, big and small, old or new, I love them all. Start her up and let her run. Watch those tractors get her done. Old or new, I love them all. Start her up and let her run. Watch those tractors get her done. No matter when, no matter where, just breathing in that country air. Planting seed or harvest time, working hard both rain and shine. Tractors, tractors, big and small. Old or new, I love them all. Start her up and let her run. Watch those tractors get her done. Tractors, tractors, big and small. Old or new, I love them all. Start her up and let her run. Watch those tractors get her done.
Hot weather is hard on people. Hot weather is also hard on roads. When it gets very cold in the winter, road surfaces contract or shrink. When it gets very hot in the summer, road surfaces expand. This contraction and expansion causes roads to buckle. When roads buckle, bumps are created, and it's the job of the State Highway Department to fix these bumps so the roads stay nice and smooth. We're on Highway 12 in Michigan, just outside of New Buffalo, a beautiful resort town on the shores of Lake Michigan. A crew from the Michigan Department of Transportation, also known as MDOT, is repairing some bumps caused by the recent 100-degree weather. Highway 12 is busy with both car and big truck traffic, so the crew's main concern is safety. MDOT signalmen with stop-and-go signs stand in front and in back of where the repairs are being made. They control the traffic. Before the work crew arrived, a highway inspector sprayed the bumpy areas with paint so the grader operator would know where the repairs were needed. A John Deere road grader with a special blade is making the repairs. The special blade has teeth on the bottom edge. When the blade is dragged across the bumpy area, the teeth shave or grind off the bumps and make the road smooth again. Do you notice anything different about this John Deere grader? You got it, it's painted red. Most John Deere industrial equipment is painted yellow. Michigan has two departments of road repair. One department works on county roads and the other on state roads. The county's equipment is painted normal John Deere yellow with white lettering. The state wanted their equipment to look different, so they ordered custom painted red equipment from John Deere. I like the red. I think it looks sharp. Most of the time, John Deere big machines are used to build things. But sometimes, you have to tear down the old before you build the new. This John Deere excavator is using its front bucket to tear down a refreshment stand. For years, this stand sat behind home plate at a Little League baseball field. It served lots of pop, hot dogs, and popsicles. But now, they are building condominiums where the baseball field used to be, so the refreshment stand has to go. Josh, the operator, uses his bucket to crush the refreshment stand into little pieces, so it will be easy for the front end loader to pick up. The front end loader will scoop up the trash, dump it into a truck, and the truck will take it to the scrapyard. I know we have to build new homes, but I'm gonna miss the old ball field. I used to play there, and that refreshment stand sold the best popcorn I ever had. Otto, you loaded the wrong truck. Now get back there and unload that truck right now. And I mean right now. Oh no! Let's talk a little more about plows. We'll start at the beginning. To grow a crop, you first have to break the ground. To break the ground, you need a plow. Originally, a plow was just a heavy blade at the end of a wooden beam. The plow was probably invented about 5,000 years ago. Some prehistoric farmer, perhaps in Mesopotamia, got the bright idea of hitching his ox to a digging stick. Over the years, this simple implement became a very important tool because it was crucial to the planting and growing of food. The plow also played a major role in the history of Deere and Company. More about that later. What exactly does a plow do? It cuts a slice of earth, turns the slice upside down, and then crumbles it. This action creates furrows, in which seeds are dropped, then covered. This is the beginning of the growing process. Over the years, improvements were made. The plow became a curved blade which turned over the soil with far less resistance. This curved blade was called a mold board. The plow may be pulled by horses or by a tractor. It can be a walking plow or mounted on wheels. It can be a mold board plow or the disc type. But no matter the type of plow, the purpose is the same. It opens the ground for planting. A plow also controls weeds and turns under whatever is on top of the ground. Weeds, manure, residue from last year's crop. All this stuff adds richness to the soil, which makes for better yields. When the early settlers came to Illinois, they avoided the prairie because the sticky black soil stuck to the mold board plow and the plow had to be scraped off every few steps. This is when John Deere, an enterprising young man from Vermont, came up with a great idea. He designed a mold board plow made of special steel from England. The steel had a shiny, slippery surface that the rich soil did not stick to. John Deere's plow solved the soil sticking to the plow problem and sold very well. And so Deere and Company was born. The year was 1837. Up until the late 19th century, farmers used animals to pull their plows, when steam-powered tractors took over. In the early 20th century, gasoline-powered tractors replaced the steam-powered tractors. Today, plows pulled by big, powerful tractors turn up to 12 furrows with one pass. A big improvement over that farmer in Mesopotamia walking behind his oxen with a stick plow. But the basic purpose of the plow remains the same. Break the ground to plant food to feed people. Okay, time for our real or toy game. I'll show you a tractor. You tell me if it's real or toy. Okay, ready, set, go! Even numbers were toy, odd numbers were real. How'd you do? Well, time to go. Have to do my chores. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time in All About John Deere Part 4. Coming soon, All About John Deere Part 4. See more exciting John Deere action, plus new songs by James Coffey. See new John Deere farm equipment, construction machines, and vintage Johnny Poppers, plus lots more. Kids will learn, laugh, and want more. Grown-ups too. Hey, how was this basketball floating in the air? I bet we'll find the answer in Part 4.
Everyone knows that yellow and green. Watch 'em run smart, run fast, run lean. Helping us live the American dream, never resting till the job is done. Plowing a field or hauling stone, no better machines in the world are known. On the farm, at work, at home, the very best ton for ton. John Deere made a better plow. John Deere, name that's famous now. John Deere, I'll tell you how. It's all about John Deere. John Deere, sing it strong and loud. John Deere stands out from the crowd. John Deere makes America proud. It's all about John Deere. Quality and trust no one can deny. Name as American as apple pie. Celebrated as the 4th of July for over 100 years. Changing the course of history, still #1 in the industry. Far and wide, everybody agrees, nothing runs like a Deere. John Deere made a better plow. John Deere, name that's famous now. John Deere, I'll tell you how. It's all about John Deere. John Deere, sing it strong and loud. John Deere stands out from the crowd. John Deere makes America proud. It's all about John Deere. Left the others far behind. Only 2 cylinders make her go. When you hear that sound, everyone will know. Listen, chum, Johnny Popper. Now here it comes, Johnny Popper. When you hear that sound coming through your town, the answer is clear. It's a big John Deere. First ever engine of its kind, left the others far behind. Only 2 cylinders make her go. When you hear that sound, everyone will know. Listen, chum, Johnny Popper. Now here it comes, Johnny Popper. When you hear that sound coming through your town, the answer is clear. It's a big John Deere. first ever engine of its kind, left the others far behind. Only 2 cylinders make her go. When you hear that sound, everyone will know. Listen, chums, now here it comes. When you hear that sound coming through your town, the answer is clear, it's a big John Deere. I'd rather spend the morning with my good old
From the creators of the popular All About John Deere video series comes an all-new series, John Deere Action. More wall-to-wall John Deere. Part 1 covers the cotton picker, spring planting and cultivating, the 80-20 reunion, skid steers,
there's nothing else like driving hard,
motor graders,
big machine,
and much more. Plus new songs by James Coffey. John Deere Action Part 1. If you love John Deere, you'll love this show.
John Deere Action. Where people plow the fields until the ground. You won't find a more
We first visited John Deere Heaven in All About John Deere Part 4. People enjoyed the trip so much, we decided to return and stay for an entire show. See John Deere toys come alive in this fanciful, fast-paced mix of toy trains, tractors, and big machines. TM's video magic will thrill and delight young and old alike. See Owen standard gauge John Deere trains zip around elaborately detailed train displays, along with John Deere toy tractors, cars, and trucks. Plus 10 original songs by our favorite singer-songwriter, James Coffey. Otto is in town, and his little switch engine is blocking the main line. And here comes the circus train. Oh no! If you love John Deere toys, music, and fun, buy this DVD. You'll love it. Guaranteed.
John Deere Heaven.
I love Toy Trains, one of the most popular children's series in the country. See Toy Trains, Real Trains, Funny Toy Train bloopers,
Oh no!
and the music of award-winning singer-songwriter James Coffey. 12 shows on 4 90-minute DVDs, plus the final show, a 45-minute special, and oh no, wall-to-wall laughs and fun. 14 shows, all on 6 DVDs. Awards include the prestigious Parents' Choice. For more information, call 800-892-2822 or visit us on the web at tmbv.com.
It's a wonderful kind of feeling. That's the reason I love toy trains. Through my daddy's eyes and a child's dream, I travel along by a gentle stream, through the hills and the valleys low, to a time and place so long ago. Headed down that railway line on a steamer train from another time. I feel the wind across my face like a memory I can't erase. By the mountains and the rolling plains, it's all about trains. Come aboard, let's take a ride to cityscapes and the countryside. Travel far under starry nights in the gentle glow of the signal lights. Sing a song and tell a tale of the glory days on the mighty rail. The engine shouts and the whistle screams as we glide along on clouds of steam by the farms and fields of golden grains. It's all about trains. It's all about trains. It's all about trains. It's all about trains.
I want to all about airplanes and flying machines, the first and the only video for kids licensed by Boeing. 45 minutes of air adventures the entire family will enjoy. Join our narrator, Garrett, as he takes his first flying lesson. Enjoy the beauty of soaring over the Pacific Ocean with Buddy, the hang gliding dog. Thrill to the world's fastest motorsport, the Reno Air Races. This film also features heart-pounding formation flying with the legendary Blue Angels, plus blimps, paragliders, hot air balloons, helicopters, Boeing commercial jets, and a lot more. All about airplanes and flying machines, the best aviation film ever. Don't miss it.
Saddle up your horses, roundup time is near.
Don't miss All About Cowboys Part 1. 45 minutes of exciting cowboy action. See amazing trick riders, heart-pounding rodeo action, a world-class trick roper, original music by Bethany Zill, plus lots more.
My Phyllis dear, to yon blue mountain free, where blossoms smell the sweetest. Come roll along with me. It's every Sunday morning when I am by your side. Let's jump into the wagon and we'll all take a ride. Wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon and we'll all take a ride.
Don't miss it.
Visit our I Love Toy Trains outlet store. We have a fine selection of Lionel trains and accessories, both new and refurbished Lionel from the 50s. MTH trains, track and accessories. One of the largest selection of Thomas in Southwest Michigan. Plus die-cast cars, toys, books, and lots of videos. C4 trains operating on our 2-level O-gauge layout. Even trains running on the ceiling. We have toys you don't see much anymore. All the popular I Love Toy Trains and Thomas videos. Our store is located in the charming resort town of New Buffalo, Michigan. Stop by. You'll enjoy the visit. We're open Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Other weekdays, call 1-800-892-2822. We'll meet you at the store.